Hey there, P373K. Happy Black History Month. Every month is Black History Month, though, and you are Black history in the making. I'm Miss Tucker, and I was so inspired to see someone from my hometown. Those of you that know me know I'm very proud to be from Charleston, a place that has a deep sense of Black history. And I was watching the news and I saw Mr. Henry Darby, principal of North Charleston High School, where I'm from, going viral all over the Today Show because as the principal, he saw the students and families that were struggling with homelessness, struggling to have enough food and coats and things that they need, took a second job at Wal-Mart just to help them out. Beautiful. Such an inspiring story.
I'm not used to it. I don't think that I've done anything worthy of distinction to warrant the attention.
This is Henry Darby, a Wal-Mart associate by night, stocking shelves on the graveyard shift from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. But he has a day job too, a tough one at that.
Good morning. How you doing?
As a beloved principal of North Charleston High School in North Charleston, South Carolina.
Well, then put your jacket on, please. Do not go in that.
Mr. Darby. Hi, I'm Ashley Tucker from P373K. We've heard about the work that you're doing, and some of our students have even watched videos about you and read news stories about you. So I'm really excited for you to be here today, Mr. Darby.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Tucker.
Oh, no problem. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm a teacher here at P373K in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York. I'm a current school leader here. I hold some leadership roles, and I'm also an aspiring leader. So I'm just really pleased to sit down with you and learn from you. I'm so inspired by the things I've heard. My coworker, Miss Betty Wilson, she puts together a beautiful Black History performance every year. And she heard about your story and she encouraged me to reach out to you. And when I looked into your story, there were so many commonalities in our stories. You're from Charleston, I'm from Charleston, you live and work and serve in a community. And that reminds me of my work when I was in Charleston. It reminds me of my mom's work, and it reminds me of what I aspire to do in leadership. So Mr. Darby, you went viral. How does it feel to be the principal that everyone's talking about? The principal who took on a part-time job at Wal-Mart to support students and families that were struggling. How does that feel? Can you tell me a little bit about that and what drives you?
Well, it wasn't my call. I've said on so many occasions that I try to keep it as esoteric as possible because I'm not one to, have the headlines and be in the limelight. I just want to do it secretly to help the needy, who happens to be my students and their parents, particularly their moms. On a number of occasions for the past 4 years since I've been here at North Charleston High School, there's always been this need of students and their families need to pay this bill, that bill, and not to be arrogant, but when I was coming out of my pocket, it got somewhat strenuous to the point that there were a number of overdraft checks. So I said, I still have to help them, but at the same time, I can't have these overdraft checks. So I just assiduously contemplated that the next best thing is to get another job. But ever since my youth, I was trained to help people by the examples of my mother, my grandmother, and my aunt. And I think my dad too, but as well, but he died when I was 3. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to know him as I would have wanted. But my mom, I should say my mother, my grandmother, my aunt, taught me the need of helping others.
That's beautiful. And that's such an important question. How can I support my community, but also in a way that I'm able to sustain myself and sustain these efforts over time? So that's amazing. So it makes sense what brought you to that place. But it is from a pretty inspiring and beautiful place as well, Mr. Darby. You're so humble.
Well, yes, ma'am, I am. Again, we weren't allowed to even charge, when we would do things like that, even cutting woods and washing windows, because at the age of 6, 7, sometime I think as early as 5, my mother had taught me how to plait. And back at the time, she considered herself a missionary along with my grandmother and aunt. And my task was to braid hair, brush teeth, and to wash these old people's feet. I mean, I was doing that since a child. So that's something I grew up with, ma'am. But it's a very humbling experience. I never thought it would go as it did. I just wanted to help my kids. As an example, two of my kids were sleeping on the bridge. One of my former students and her daughter sleeping in a car. Another situation when you go to these homes and there's a mattress on the floor, no curtains, or if a mother holds you at bay at the door because there's no electricity. And I'm to the point now, I just don't like things like that. And I don't ask for money. I'd rather go out and do it myself, ma'am.
I hear you, Mr. Darby, and thank you for living that value. Your value of service. I see you living it in your professional life, and how that spills over into your personal life. Because we only have one set of values. If service is your value, service is your value, and
Yes,
I see you getting those things done. You know, I see the work you're doing in your community. You're incredibly devoted, and you've said that you don't really have any plans of leaving that community. You love being there. You love your work. And in terms of like representation, like when I was in school, we talked about some of the schools I went to. I didn't have a Black teacher. I didn't see Black school leaders. So how important is that representation for your students and families to see you in that role? And do you feel that makes a difference?
Yes, it's extremely important because prior to my working at Walmart, many of my students thought that working at Walmart was beneath them, as if Walmart were not good enough for them. But now that they see their principal, I mean, you mean the principal working at Walmart? Are you serious about that? So if the principal can work there, well, surely I can too. And I have a number of students now working at Walmart because they see that their principal is working there.
Amazing.
So again, it's not beneath them. I teach my students all work that is honest is honorable. I mean, from street sweeper to the president, whatever job that you have, do it well, that no one can do it better. So that was the goodness of it, that they could see an example that working for Walmart was something good.
Thank you, Mr. Darby. I think that is so true. And sometimes our students need to see it. We
Yes.
sometimes need to see it to dream it. We see Barack Obama in the White House.
Yes.
They see you in
Show
your
that
role.
even though 90% of my students live in poverty, they still can produce and do great things. It doesn't matter, what community. As Frederick Douglass said, it's not the height that you reach, it's the depth from whence you have come. And these kids are coming from a depth. So if they become a teacher or a principal or a lawyer, or a doctor, or an astronaut, I mean, can you imagine how far they have come? So yes, ma'am, that would be my goal, ma'am, for them to become productive citizens and to help others.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And thank you again from
Yes, ma'am.
P373K. All the recognition that you're getting is well deserved. You're a celebrity now.
Oh, no, far from it. Far from it. But please give your students, your faculty staff, my regards, please, ma'am. And if there's anything that we can do here at North Charleston High School, it would be great to do. And who knows, perhaps our students may be able to collaborate one of these times in one of the subjects, whether it's English or math, or whatever the case may be.
We would love to collaborate with you.
Would not,
Yes, we would love to collaborate with you, Mr.
Yes,
Darby. Thank you so much for your time.
You very much,
I appreciate you very much, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you very much, man. Have a good day.
Oh, what you gonna do? You wanna get down? Tell me. Oh, what you gonna do? Do you wanna get down?